Okay. Ita Mexico. Good day. It is the afternoon, kind of early afternoon of Saturday, May 9th, 2020. It is Saturday, isn't it? I believe so. Yeah. Saturday, May 9th, 2020. In the lunar cycle Matsi Kapisaki, some the frog moon. And I'm just on my walk home from a visit to my friend Roseanne's place, where we were talking about rekindling our live recordings for our Blackfoot language class that we haven't done really since the COVID lockdown. We haven't done had a get together where we were filming live and offering that to our students. In fact, we haven't even done many like daily phrases, which is not really excusable. We have to rekindle things or shut down the class, which I don't want to do. So we're probably going to get together tomorrow to do that. Roseanne made me a gift package of some popcorn balls with CBD content that may or may not help de-inflame my left calf, which has responded somewhat since yesterday to the, what is it called, the anti-inflammatories that I'm on, Naloxone. I don't even know what I'm ingesting, but the anti-inflammatories that I took have brought the swelling down quite a bit from what it was yesterday. I'm assuming it's that, or it could just be my night's rest again. I haven't exercised the leg too much today. Made a couple of early morning rounds to move a skunk around, and that was a little bit of an unfortunate situation, as the skunk that I picked up, I checked and it was most definitely a little mother, and the kits are somewhere in the neighborhood where I caught them, though not necessarily on the property where I caught them. Two different neighbors there had traps and burrows and stuff. I went and charged I have a little scope on a wand that somebody generously ordered for me, and so I put my scope on the wand into a couple of the holes there around the properties where we thought maybe the kits would be. Couldn't find them, so I don't know, but I had to release. Had to release Mama, and the kits, I don't know if they'll end up being stinky for anybody or but they most definitely won't survive. And they probably wouldn't have all survived in any case, but I might have been able to salvage a few of them if I was able to move the family together and drop them at one site. But this is that time when the kits are not like really big enough yet to be following moms out for foraging. And most of the mama skunks kind of have a sixth sense that I've talked about in previous videos, including yesterday's, where they won't go in those traps if they're in that nursing phase. But this one did. And she was very small. Like, I didn't think she would be a mother looking at her in the trap, but I lifted the trap so I could peek up under, and yeah, she had little nipple exposure as though she's nursing. So yeah, this is the sad situation. It's not going to get any better anytime quickly, because families, these skunk families and stuff, are going to be separated, and a lot of them are not going to survive. A lot of the little ones You know, it's a bit grim, but I try to give them their best chance that they've got. In any case, you know, I try to put them into situations that I think are potentially survivable when I can. So I'm kind of bacheloring it out for the remainder of today and into tomorrow. Chelsea and the kids have gone off to her mother's place. It's her mom's birthday, and Chelsea figured that they might as well just stay out there for Mother's Day Sunday. And so even she has to work, but the kids will stay out there, and her sister's gonna watch them. So I won't see them until tomorrow night. And I'm not exactly sure what's on my agenda. I don't have any other work going today unless someone encounters a rattlesnake. But I do have a lot of yard work that I want to get to. Particularly, I want to get out here and rake the fir cones that have, or the spruce cones that have fallen in here, so that then I'll be able to take my lawnmower through the area and kind of start giving the lawn a cut. I've got a lot of cleaning up to do in all the flower beds around the perimeter. You know, there's so much landscape and stuff that I could do here, and we've been talking about putting a fire pit here. Lots of little projects, though I don't know, seems like it might rain. I was hoping to go to Spokane today and kind of like check in there this afternoon, but I swung it by there after I had went to set a trap on the west side on my return trip. I figure, well, I'll go down there now. So I swung by, and the traffic there, like the amount of vehicles there, was just depressing. Like, I've never seen that many people interested in being down there, unless there's some big race going on where part of the relay goes through that site. But it's getting to the point where, you know, I'm starting to look at the birds just around the neighborhood and stuff, and thinking maybe I need to really shift my gaze into the suburbs for my phenological studies at this time, because, you know, Spokane is just being overwhelmed. Of course, I wouldn't stop visiting. I'm going to have to go. I couldn't. But it might not be as frequently. Maybe I need to kind of start taking more walks around my neighborhood and look at what's going on here, because at least here, you know, it's kind of quiet, and I can potentially see what some of these animals are doing. You know, at Spokane right now, with all the human traffic, it's just a mess, and a lot of animals are just responding to that mess all day long. So I don't know, that's just the grouchy old man in me. Yeah, so this is the not exactly the commencement of my day, but the commencement of my journal, my vlog for this round. What's the problem, Mr. Bird? Yeah? Yeah? You like me when I face the other way? I should be faced like this. Working at my computer, minding my business. Not turning like this. Hmm? Oh, is it the hat? Is it the hat? Is it threatening to poke you? Yeah? Or the big shiny glasses? I can see where that's upsetting. I've taken a risk and ordered skip the dishes for dinner, lunch/dinner. I have ordered the enchilada platter from Taco Del Mar. It was a toss-up. It was a toss-up. I was thinking maybe I'd get, what is it, Whitby's Fish and Chips. The guy on the, Scottish guy on the west side. I've seen his on Skip the Dishes too, and haven't had that like real, authentic, you know, kind of Scottish, British fish and chips for a bit. So it was a toss-up. If I have to do it again, I'll get the fish and chips. Or maybe I'll just stop in there tomorrow at some point and get the fish and chips. I don't know. I'm craving their fish and chips too. But tonight, it's enchilada. Oh, you're on this side now? Now you want to be on camera? Huh? Did I tell you about the bat? I don't think I told you guys about the bat on yesterday's video. Yeah, I got this call about a bat that was hanging out at the front of Panago's Pizza here on the north side, just by the doorwell there. So I ended up going to, and I guess it had been there for 2 days, 2 consecutive days. Somebody had seen it there, so she figured I was the guy that might do something to assist the bat, that the bat might have an issue. And I suggested maybe the bat's just like, that's where he's decided that's where he's going to stay. But because bats do wonky things sometimes. But anyway, I went to go pick it up. You gotta come in here.
All okay?
Yeah, I got a call that this guy's been here for 2 days.
What is it?
A little bat.
Oh, don't even tell me. I've been outside cleaning this like all over here for the last like 45 minutes.
Yeah, no, he's been here for 2 days, I guess.
Thanks.
You
Thanks a
betcha.
lot for sharing that with me. I'd rather you called you.
No, somebody, I'm the rattlesnake guy for the city.
Oh yeah, I saw your TV the other night.
Yeah, so they called the rattlesnake line, but
Okay, well thank you for moving it, and it's a darn good thing I didn't see it first. Thank you.
you bet. So I bring the bat home, as I often do in cases like this. I mean, if it was inside of a house or something, I might release it as soon as I'm outside of the house on the street, you know, and just let it go. I check the wings always. There we go. As a first thing, just to make sure the wing isn't torn. But if the wing isn't torn,
Well, don't be mad at me.
my first assumption is usually that the bat is doing something that a bat's going to be doing. And I've just interfered somehow, you know. So I brought the bat, as I normally do in that kind of circumstance, to my house and into my shed in the backyard, where it was quite lively and ready to get out of the transport bag, and took flight, you know, right away, and left the house. It almost got nailed by a crow. on the way up, but ultimately it flew off. Flew off in the direction of the Panago Pizza Parlor where I collected it. So who knows? It may show up there again. But it certainly was not in any state that it needed rescuing. I don't think. I don't know. You know, the bats are a big mystery to me. When I used to work at Red Crow College, we get these, like in the old building that burned down, we get these bat days. And all of a sudden there'd be like 3 bats somewhere on the main floor in the hallways in somebody's office. You know, 2 or 3 bats we'd find all in one day, and we might not see bats again for another month. And then all of a sudden there's a bat day with a couple of bats. And I'd always bring those bats outside and just kind of like release them into a tree. They seemed lethargic and there seemed to be something weird going on there, but most of the bats that I rescue in Lethbridge are ready to fly off immediately after said rescue. Kind of beat this one up as I was rescuing him. What? You agree? You agree? You need your beak trimmed again. Your top beak is getting too long. I need to find the toenail clippers and help you out. What else? Oh, did I tell you that I called the Roto-Rooter guy? Yeah, the toilet issue did not resolve. I wasn't with my auger. I was so proud of having obtained. I was not able to clear the blockage, although I did pull some fascinating things out of there. It wasn't the main blockage, and so the next step was probably going to be pulling the toilet up off of the floor, which I'm sure is not, you know, rocket dentistry. It can be done by household handyman husband type. But I guess that's not me, because I called the Roto-Rooter guy. At that point, like, got to past the auger point, you know, I made the call, and he came in, recognized me as Rattlesnake Dude, and he got to work. He tried it with his auger, which is a little bit bigger, and that didn't work, so he pulled the toilet off, and sure enough, right at the top of the pipe there was our culprit, the clown toy. So Baby Reed's toy had indeed been flushed down the toilet to the cost of $300, which just over $300, which Chelsea ended up paying. But yeah, I feel bad. Like I should have been able to like take that toilet off and take care of that. Anyhow, where's my, let's see where my skip the dishes is at. Like, how far along is this process? Oh, Cahill is on the way to Taco Del Mar right now to pick up my food, and it's probably going to be about 32 minutes. What are we going to do? Probably watch some YouTube. Yeah. I'm taking a little risk, hoping I don't get a rattlesnake call, but it's drop at the door anyway. I'll just come home to cold food if I do. This is, since I was a child, how I've always enjoyed my Mexican dishes. Okay? Mixed into a kind of a paste. I get it. It's all presented nicely with the enchiladas, tacos or whatever on one side, and little guacamole, little beans, some lettuce and stuff. No. I make it into a paste. I don't know. Most of the other foods that I eat, I have to have it separated. I'm almost like Japanese in that way. I don't like my foods mixing, but when it comes to Mexican, I gotta have it all pasted up like this. To me, this is just delish. And no rattlesnake calls, so my skip the dish was not interrupted. I'm just watching some YouTube videos, this and that, chilling, and a little bit bored. Not that I don't have things to do. Lots to do. Hey, Mr. Bird. Clean up after Mr. Bird. Polio. Tomatoes.